Hello everyone, my name is Anastasia Meng and this is my channel about cross stitch. So it is right time to do a whole year review. Yeah, I'm a little late because the first week of January I've been sick. I got sick right after the New Year. So I'm a little late. Everyone's already showed their whip parades and finished projects, parades and everything, but not me, so we're doing it. And to recap this year, we will start with saying what's happened in my life, because of course my life is greatly affecting my cross stitch ability, my cross stitch time, and I think this year I will have not very impressive results stitch wise, so just to make sure you don't judge me from the very beginning. So what happened to me first, last year, tomorrow tomorrow will be the anniversary of my 1-year marriage with Aaron. So last year of tomorrow we got married with Aaron. Yay! So that happened, and after that happened we moved in together, we started living together, and of course my work schedule, my living schedule, everything changed. After that we had a baby. Everyone says they had a fur baby, but my baby doesn't have a fur. So we had a Gorlum baby, or a skinny baby, just naked ugly baby. My baby. So we had this baby who is doesn't really want to be on the video but she wants to sneeze, so I'm expecting it. Yeah, she's very clingy and touchy and sneezy, so of course it's kind of difficult to stitch around her because she wants to be on my lap and in my hands all the time. And of course, if I'm touching something, she wants the major part of it. She wants to know what I'm doing, she wants to play with it. Like right now there are some projects around me, so she's just going around and sniffing everything and touching everything and trying to chew on some fabrics. So you can imagine having a lot of projects with a lot of floss arrangements and stuff is not an option anymore. She's a big licker and she wants to eat everything, and it's very bad for her health. What happened next is that I changed my jobs in 1 year 3 times. First, last February, I quit my job in a kindergarten. Then I found another job I found a job in another kindergarten. And then after that, I worked there only 6 months and I had some police trouble. Ooh, I'm a bad baby. So after that, I had to quit that job too. And now I started a new career in home tutoring. Yeah, big words for really nothing. But anyway, this also brought a lot of time changes in my week schedules, in my filming schedules, in my stitching schedules. And you can imagine one change of jobs is you have to get used to a new job, you have to get used to a schedule, of course you're stitching less, of course everything is affecting. And then so many new things this year, and I'm not mentioning about this huge situation in the world, even just my life, just my small, very small life of a person is changed this much this year. So yeah, but stitching wise, I can tell you I don't know how many projects I have right now. I haven't counted them. At the beginning of the year, whenever I finish a project, I always mark it on a calendar on that day. So by the end of the year, I never remember even that I finished a project in that month or what I finished, but I can go back and actually find all the projects that I finished throughout the year. So which is I did, but I didn't count them. I just pulled them out all around the house. And I was something really even surprised me. I was I'm sure I finished that before. No, this year. So let's not drag it so long and just start to show you all the goodies. we'll start from the smallest one and go to the largest. So they will be no time order. So don't worry, you will not see like all the latest ones in the end of the video and all the new ones in the beginning. No, you will see all randomly. So you better watch the whole thing. And so the first thing I finished last year was Chinese lanterns by Russian designers. They were super cute and they were an amazing present for my new Chinese family for Chinese New Year. So I gave 3 to Aaron's aunts, 1 to his mom, and the one left I gave to my friend because I really wanted to keep them for myself, but just keeping one wasn't enough, and I thought like, I'll just give it to my best friend and it's enough. It's enough that I stitched them. But I have some inside news that soon they will have a new release of lanterns, the really Chinese style lanterns. These are quite Chinese, but the pictures are not. Though one of the designers asked me about how to write like really Chinese characters and what characters can be on the lanterns. So maybe this year when it will be released, I would love actually to stitch it. And I'm not sure it will be another present for anyone because I don't think that my relatives and friends need like a abundance of lanterns from me, but maybe I can keep them for myself and for my Christmas tree, which I want to have a stitching Christmas tree at one point in my life. So I need to do something for the Christmas tree. Number 2 and number 3 are little pieces that are hiding in this giant piece of fabric. See how small they are? The back, the front. See how small they are and how big the fabric is. Actually, when I was like looking for projects for this video, at some point I couldn't find this piece, not in like in a pile of already finished things, not in any of my boxes. I was like, where did I put it? Actually, apparently I put it in the fabric because this piece is so big that I just put it back in the fabrics. So it has, first of all, pattern by Gara, little boars and Japanese flowers. They are immensely cute. Immensely cute. They're so cute and just adorable. I just can't tell you how much I love them, how cute they are. They're just cuties. The fabric itself is so non-countable, so I have no idea what count it is. So they are tiny, 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 like my nail, tiny. Look, my big thumbnail is the same size as the little boar. The other thing is, judging by how crazy my year was, I don't really have any memories about my projects. That's a fun thing for me and maybe not so fun for you because you have to like watch this video but don't have any cool stories about all of these projects or like what actually did with them, because I think what happened is that I was so overwhelmed with my life that I just put all my cross-stitch thoughts in the videos and I closed this part of my life for myself. Like I just forgot about anything. My life was too overwhelming for me. So if you really want to see like close-ups and details and my true emotions about every and each piece, you will have to go back and rewatch some of my older videos, though there aren't so many, so plus each and every one of them are quite different. It's gonna be a good experience. Number 3 is the Plum Samplers Rack Stack. This is an amazing design, and as you see this year I really dabbled into some primitives and like sampler style stitching. Of course, Russian designers with their abundance of backstitch and blends are my favorite, and this is the thing that you will always see on my channel. Like I don't see any time in the future when I will stop stitching Russian designs. But this year I really like fall deep into this whole of primitive type of stitches and like And I can't say that it's like worse or better. I really liked it. I really liked the simplicity, and maybe this is what I needed this year. Maybe this is like exactly the type of stitching or the type of patterns that was calling for me. Like, I can't say I stitched a lot of super easy patterns, but I noticed when I was gathering things that this year I stitched mostly smaller designs, like a lot smaller than usual. And if we just gather amount of stitches maybe from this year compared to last year, I think it's like twice less, twice. So smaller projects, but still love it. Numero cuatro is a dark beer from the company like Amazing Cherry. I think it's a Russian company or Ukrainian company, and they are making their patterns on this like carton pieces. So you're actually stitching it. This is a magnet, and I have to say this year is a total FFOing failure. Like I have some FFO pieces that I'm proud of. I have some finished pieces, but a lot, like the majority of things that I stitched, I either didn't finish at all, though I had this like ideas how to finish them. Like some of them I still don't know how I will finish or what I will do with them. I just stitch them because I like the picture. But some of them I stitched because I wanted to do something with them, like make a pillow or a little magnet, which I glued the back but didn't put the magnet on. Like I don't put this little magnet 1 year later. 1 year later I didn't put magnet. So I have a full failure. Number 5. One more little thingy. This is the company Fruzilog, and his name is a Piggy Taras. I don't know why his name is like that. I don't really call him that. He's just like little piggy, whatever. So he's a cute one, easy to stitch. I love him immensely. He has little jewels on his hat. So cute. I wanted to make it like a keychain pendant for my husband. Never happened. It's gonna be mine. But still not happened. 6 and 7 are another 2 tiny things. Oh, they are so sparkly. So these are the bookmarks on metal. I ordered these kits from Taobao. I still could not find like who is the designer of this pattern or where did they take it from, like what part of pattern. Or I was initially thinking that it was Soda Stitch, but I couldn't find that from them either. So my thought was to make 3 of these for my teacher assistants in my kindergarten where I worked, since I don't work there anymore and I was too busy to stitch them for Christmas or New Year. I'm keeping them, and now a new plan is to stitch 2 more of the same sort and give to Aaron's aunties and mom for this Chinese New Year. But 2 of them happened, and yeah, they are small, but I'm counting them as separate project because I just have this feeling in me. Like the lanterns, yeah, I feel like they are one project, but these are 2 different ones. First of all, because I stitched them in very different months and in very different like times for me. Secondly, I changed this project, like the colors and everything, so it's kind of more than just mindless stitching. It took me some time, and I don't know, we just did. And no, didn't finish the whole project. Still need 2 more to go, though I'm counting them as finishes. Number 8 and number 9 are combined by the same designer. Hello from Liz Matthews. And this year I stitched 2 freebies from Liz Matthews. It was like my first try of the designer, and now I really understand that I like her. I already purchased another pattern from her, which is in my whips now. But I think the first thing I stitched from her was this hope. I was stitching it with silk threads, or like kind of silk, Chinese silk maybe, like I think it's a real silk. So it wasn't as easy as I would expect, like for the little and primitive pattern, because silks are kind of difficult to utilize. They're very slippery. just difficult for me. So I can't say I'm in love, but the pattern itself is easy and it's nice. Still need to make it in a pillow. Yeah, that was like the why I chose these two little freebies, because I wanted them as pillows in my house to decorate. Oh, this is like, you can't really see it, but oh yeah, you can see it. It says always. A very difficult color scheme, like this very vivid green and red. Silk again, very bright red. Red for the red dragon because Erin is a red dragon, and green. I think I chose green because I have green eyes, but I could be mistaken. But I remember I chose two colors because it was like symbolism of us together. So again, I even ordered the red velvet I want on the back, and the red velvet little like thread or what, ribbons. I have it already, like just go and do it. I don't know what happened with me this year, but FFOing is a total loss. Okay, next project I showed on my channel several times, and I think it really saved the number-wise, the count of my projects this year, because I have seven dragons staged, and they are, I cannot say they're small, so I cannot, like for my sanity's sake, I cannot combine them together and say it's one project, but let's be true, they're not so big. They are from like 1700 to 2500 stitches each, and they could be just one medium or one not very large project together. But let's keep them as a, just for the count, 7. These are all small projects I had this year, and there are 15 of them. 15. I mean, yeah, if you don't count the dragon and the bookmarks and everything, it's like a double less. But I was trying hard. So that's what it is. Let's go into medium ones. And how we'll do the mediums, we'll do one finished, one not, just for the sake of variety. So first two projects are Russian designer's art stage, and it's called Feng Shui. Why I'm saying two, because I actually stitched last year. It's already last year. Oh my god, my head is still spinning. Like, I just realized it was 21 and now it's already 22. I'm in the back of my head, it's still like 19 or 20. I still cannot understand it. Whatever. This year I stitched this design 2 times. First time is for me, myself, and the second time I stitched for like for a customer. This year I was fortunate enough to be able to sell my cross stitch, not only to gift it to everyone or throw it or whatever, but also to sell it. And I think this is like the first time I made money from my cross stitch. It's amazing, but unfortunately not many people want it. So I stitched this 2 times. I really like the design. I will recommend the designer. Maybe this year I will stitch something else from her, because she really has amazing patterns about like Celtish style or very natural style, how she mixes together the nature and like the things. Like, it's difficult to explain, but when you see the pattern you're like, oh, that one I want to stitch. Also not fully finished, but at least like it's hooped and it's on my wall, and I actually like started lacing it or something, like just fixing it, so it's on my wall and it's covered and no one cares, but it's beautiful. I love it. Number 17, our freebie from Owl Forest Embroidery. These little bears, I already said a lot about in the videos about them, like what I change, how I substitute the threads, what else they have. I'm just saying, like, every year I like to try new designers for me. This year they were a lot of Etsy designers, plus Hello from Liz Matthews, plus Owl Forest Embroidery. And among all the designers, I can just say Owl Forest Embroidery is my the most favorite this year. They have amazing patterns, and of course, like, I would recommend you to stitch them. If you would go to their website, I'm like 150% sure you will find a pattern that you like. No one says you need to stitch this. Like, this is a freebie, and I just did it to try them because I'm very hesitant to buy bigger designs from the designers, especially after several times already I put myself like in this situation where I get a cat in a sack, and when opening it, it's got so much more difficult than expected. So that's why just trying on a freebie turned out amazing. And right now I have another of their designs in my whip pile. So yeah, maybe I will do it like an annual thing where I will stitch one owl forest a year, because they deserve love. They deserve love, and they have a lot of designs that I want to stitch. And every year, like every month, they produce more and more and more amazing things. Like, I don't know, like, I'm already ready just to abandon everything else and just start stitching Owl Forest exclusively, because they worth it. They worth it. One more discovery of this year was Moonlian stitches from Etsy. Unfortunately, after I purchased a couple patterns from her, I didn't stitch them right away. I stitched them several months after the purchase, and by that moment her Etsy store was closed, and now I cannot even find it, and her Instagram page is also deleted. Either it's like blocked or deleted. I don't know what happened. Like, I have no news about this designer. Unfortunately, I wasn't close to her, or I didn't know her as a person. But I was lucky enough to be, I think, almost like to be able to purchase one of her patterns almost at the end. I'm not sure like anyone can purchase anything from her right now. I already got several messages like, where did you buy this pattern, or I want to buy it too. Sorry, now it kind of turned out exclusive, like I never intended it to. I'm sorry, but this is it. And this is a pattern I stitched this year. It's kind of a little creepy and cute and pixelated art, like computer games, like old computer game style. And I put it in this like coffin like frame because it's really cute, but for me it's coffin like. And I'm really thinking like, now I have a Night Spirit Studio in the same frame, this one in the same frame and on the same fabric, and what if I find something else like same kind of creepy and funny. So maybe I can just buy more of this fabric and stitch them all on it and just put a whole wall of coffins. I don't know, like people have butterflies under glass and insects, and some people have like very creepy collections of dolls. Why can't I have a cross-stitch and coffins collection? No, I'm not saying I'm gonna do it 100%, but it's just fun. It's fun. Number 19 is a beaver by Macaronka Stitch. So if you've been following me any substantial amount of time, I'm not saying like these 2 years, but like any time, you would notice that I mentioned Macaronka Stitch a lot. That's because I stitch her patterns a lot. Like last year I stitched several. This year I stitched this one, but bigger, because last year it were smalls. This one is a bigger one. This is actually like a beaver with moose horns on a crescent moon. And I just like this very type of patterns with blends and backstitch. It's all non-counted. It's very crazy, but it gives you this effect of like the drawing. When I actually take the picture and show the picture like to my friends or to anyone, they will always ask, oh, you draw this? This is like written by pen. I'm like, no, this is a thread. It's stitched with a needle. And they're like, what? No way. And I really have to like enlarge the image so they can actually see this is a thread, not a marker or pen. So that's kind of cool. I like this style of patterns a lot. They're really close to me, and that's why I'm like, as much as maybe it's not as easy and fast as primitive style patterns, I think this is what really makes my heart warm and what I really love doing, like what relaxes me. Because this year was kind of hard. I can't say it was super hard or anything. It was overwhelming with just inside changes. I would say it like that. I can't say that the year was bad or anything. We didn't have big problems. We always solve everything. But the amount of just new environments and new life and new things just overwhelming. So I think this year also affected my stitching desire. I was looking for something more simplistic, more quiet, easy, because I needed time to relax from life, and the stitching gave me that time. So that's why most of my works are smaller, not that complicated and things like that. But I can't say that I only stitch small and easy things. I had really complicated ones too. And this is number 21, and these are Avocado by Victoria Poluectova. And what is the most difficult of this part? The pattern is the easiest part, and I'm really lucky that I chose this pattern for it. But what is difficult is that I stitched it not on fabric. I stitched it on the net, like on this plastic metallic type of net. So that was a nightmare. It was so hard. It was hard to handle. It was hard on my hands. It was generally hard. But I think this is what my life, my mind craved, is like some challenge at that moment, because I not only finished it in the bag, I saw the bag and I knew exactly like, oh, I want to try stitching on it. Then I finished on the bag and I modified the back stitch so it would actually flow in one line. It's all in back stitch, but and then I sew in a pocket so I can actually carry a phone, several cards there, some lip balm or things like that. And then I put in a chain, like a handle, and a little pendant of A for Anna. They didn't do a good job of choosing the same color, but I love it anyway. So, and I made a fancy summer bag for myself. I already got out in it several times and it looks so good. Like, you can't even say that it's made from like 5 yuan pencil case. Like, this is a 5 yuan easiest pencil case, the cheapest thing. I don't know, it's like $3, $2 maybe. I don't know, $1, 5 yuan is how much? I don't know, but it's like super cheap. And now it looks amazing. If you don't know, like when you see me outside dressed up and with this bag, you'll be like, oh, that's couture. This is fancy. So I'm so proud of this thing. Like, there are a couple things I'm proud of this year, and this is one of them. This is the thing I started and finished just as I wanted to. 22 was a model stitch for a friend. And it's one of the shames too, because this is a relatively small stitch. It's a small stitch and it didn't deserve to be stitched like over the course of 4 months, I think. Yeah, it needed to be done faster, much faster. But unfortunately, yeah, I can say I'm lazy. I was lazy and I didn't finish it on time. And actually I got a message that she's gonna redo the pattern, because after I submitted my review of the pattern, like as a model stitcher, of course I would tell her what I'm thinking about it, and what I'm thinking is that this is a too big pattern for such an easy design. I mean, you can easily redo it like quarter of the size and it will not lose any of the detail, but like stitching all of this blue, I think it's like 3,000 stitches in just this light blue. That's a lot. That's a lot for a small design with not much story in it, with not much story in it, with not much detail in it. But anyway, I love it. I love this funky cat. He's cute, and I was glad that I helped my friend and model stitch for her. We are getting closer to the finish, and we are looking at the biggest the biggest shame of my year, the bag with the cat. So this year I finished stitching the Magic Cat by Maria Brovko, Cute Patterns by Maria on Instagram. And my idea was to finish it in a bag because, as you can see, the background is very busy. It's a very busy fabric, so I decided to make it more busy and just chose whatever fabrics I thought go well with it. It's not ideal, it's not the thing that I would do if I really wanted something that will go well with my clothes or something. It's just an easy project with not much of thinking. Mostly I just wanted to utilize the fabric I already had before, so this was a good try. And I tried like making patterns from pieces, I tried putting them all together. That's a really good thing. Like, I'm not sure it will be as fancy as the avocado bag, but I'm sure it will bring me happiness, just maybe going to the students or in summer, right? Or if we will go to the beach, I will have a tote. I'm not sure it will hold like going to the supermarket, but maybe just something very light inside. So, but I never finished it, and it's been in this state for over 6 months now. I had 6 months to do it and I didn't. And what is like, it needs a inside pocket because obviously I cannot hold it like this, and it needs the handle, which I already even ordered. I ordered these charming pink handles, 2 of them for each side maybe, or like this, I don't know, but I have everything. Just sit down and do it, and I didn't. So I even ordered a purple golden pendant just on the bag to close it, and I didn't. Yeah, I finished the project. It's small and nice and cute, but my big idea was to make a bag from it, not just the small cross stitch, and I didn't finish the bag, so I kind of feel a failure in it. Like, I'm not very happy with this year results, but it could be worse. It always could be worse, right? Let's talk about big projects. One of the biggest projects I did this year, and which I finished, and was Dawn by Miroshka. And unfortunately I don't have the fortunately I don't have this project anymore on my hands, but it's already finished and gifted, and I love the kit. I love stitching it. I love the pattern. I hate my framing. That's all I can say, because I made a huge video just a couple of weeks ago about it. So if you're really interested to know my true emotions and my feelings about it, just go and rewatch that video. Let's not stop about it. So another thing that I finished just like several weeks ago is this wreath. And this is a part where I say I will not recommend this designer and I will not recommend this pattern. It was a hell of a stitch and I didn't like it. It's a good result, it's beautiful. Nah, that's it. That's the amount of time it will get. And the biggest project of last year was Horse Dreamcatcher by Natalia Orechova. Oh my god, it's so big. I can barely see myself. Can you see my eye? Wink, wink. Yes. So it's huge. Let me just put some pictures of Aaron here because he already wore this jacket. He loved it. When he saw it, he was like, oh my god, I'm wearing it. He was so happy. And unfortunately now, whenever he is like want to buy some jacket or shirt or like polo or anything, he's like, oh, can you cross stitch it? Can you cross stitch it? And I'm like, you know that I was cross stitching your jacket like 3 months. It will take me same amount of time to cross stitch your next jacket. I'm like, oh, okay, cross stitch my next jacket. So maybe this year another jacket is gonna happen. I don't know, but he really loved it. He wears it everywhere and he shows it to all his friends and family. Like, just look at me, look at me, look at me, this way. At least I really feel appreciated, you know? It's such an amazing feeling to feel that you are appreciated and your art and craft is loved, not only like by you and your friends and fellow stitchers, but like especially by your family members. Yeah. So this is another family member which appreciates my craft, and she's done walking on my projects and sniffing the fabrics. So now she likes to be in my videos. And that's it, I think, for this year. This was an interesting year. It was kind of difficult, and I really needed some time off. And thankfully, I got it. By the end of the year, I got a little sick. So the last 2 weeks, I didn't stitch at all. I didn't do much in life at all. I was just sleeping, eating, going to work, and reading some books. So, but time to wake up and get back to work. So, are you ready for this year? Are you ready for new challenges? Are you ready to make it amazing, memorable, have so many projects? Are you ready? I know that I am, and this little thing too. Are you ready with me? You ready with me? You are? Okay. So thank you for watching us and see you next time.